Now it's going to start. Our incredible guest today is Vancouver-born, has been in countless bands, has 3 kids, and with his almost famous wife. He was the cornerstone of the greatest hits, the Mathew Good Band from 95 to 2001. Now with the great 5440 from 2003, I believe, to the present. Best known works, however, with the coastal band Dead Surf Kiss. Okay. Aptly named for their punk hard rock vibes, thrown out from influences from the Dead, surf music, and some unknown band called Kiss. I don't know. I tried to research them. I couldn't find anything out about them. But anyway, DSK also toured with Tool. For those of you at home, you know that's one of my favorite bands in the early 90s. I personally call his own sound a heavy but experimental groove, which is a pocket that he lives in perfectly. His multiple Juno Award winners contributed a score for National Geographic documentary Yukonna in 1998. Sorry if I pronounced that incorrectly. As well as a 3-time Leo Award nominee. He's even had real stormtroopers at his son's birthday party. Gonna get the Star Wars people in here. The man who personally knows that, here's trivia, 0 + 1 = 2. And whether Mathew Good is really an asshole or not, ladies and gentlemen, the belated birthday boy, the Gibson gearhead groover, Dave Genn.
Wow.
Welcome to the podcast.
Well, good job, Nardwar.
Thank you.
Yeah. He wishes.
Yeah, I wish this. Thank you. So your father, acclaimed landscape artist Robert Genn, in 2016, the Glenbow Museum, as part of the Juno tour of Canadian art, had asked 5440 to choose a favorite piece of art from their archives and match it with one of their songs. This band chose the 87 Peace Song One Gun and paired it to the Chief Dan George painting by your father, who had passed only 2 years prior to that. Can you, it might be hard, but can you put into words kind of what that meant for you and your family and what it means to the band to have that honor and stand beside your father in that way?
Yeah, I mean, that was a lovely experience. I don't think that the Glenbow knew of my association with Robert Genn when they asked the band to do it, because they were just asking various Canadian musicians to choose a piece of art from their archives and pair it with one of their songs and sort of speak about the relationship. And so when they approached 5440, I said, oh, I'm pretty sure they've got a few of my dad's there. Maybe we can take a look at what they got. And so that became, obviously that became quite special for not just myself, but for the museum to be able to put such a tight association. I don't think they were bargaining for something that was that close to the heart. My brother, my sister, and I do our very best to keep my father's legacy alive. But at the same time, he was such a prolific painter. He painted tens of thousands of paintings. So in actual fact, his massive catalog of work really keeps his legacy alive, just in the fact that they're on so many walls across Canada and the world. And they give people joy every single day.
Yeah, there. If anybody that's listening, likes the Group of Seven, your father is absolutely synonymous, with them as well.
Yeah, he comes from. Yeah, he's influenced by the Group of Seven. Emily Carr.
Yep, definitely. Took the same routes, I believe. With the same travels and up along the coast to paint almost in the same areas. Yeah.
Yeah, he liked to go and paint on location in the same places that his heroes had painted on location.
Yeah.
And that was not just in North America, but in Europe as well. He would seek out the places that Monet would paint and try and paint in some of the same locales. I mean, I don't think it's much different than how musicians want to record at Abbey Road.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Like you want to, if it's good enough for your heroes, why not make it to Mecca and see what we can come up with, given the same tools and the same environment.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Absolutely. And your sister's a painter as well.
She is.
Yes.
Yeah, my sister lives in Palm Springs, and she paints a very different style than my dad. But she's hot right now.
Fantastic.
And she followed in the family business.
Well,
excellent.
What about yourself? You got the painting bug a little bit?
No. I mean, I don't rule out finding again. I did it quite a bit when I was younger, but it's very insular, whereas rock and roll is a team sport.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
And outpouring,
Yeah. So when I feel like collapsing in on myself again, maybe I'll take up the paintbrush.
There you
That
go.
sounds good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So switching gears a little bit. So Yes to Everything was the first album recorded with 5440.
Yeah.
What was that experience like? Now recording with your second highly popular Canadian band.
Oh, I loved making that record. It was so exciting. The first several years playing with 5440 was an absolute swoon because I was such a fan of the band, and very much like the Set the Fire EP, the Set the Fire album and the Green album are very much the soundtrack to my high school years.
Wow.
So I really grew up with those records, and then to find myself 15 years after high school, to find myself in the band.
Yeah.
It's like that movie Rockstar with Mark Wahlberg where he joins his favorite band. That's me.
Or Eric Carr with Kiss.
Or Eric Carr with Kiss.
Sure.
Yeah.
Are you a bit of a Kiss head?
Hate Kiss.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Okay. Jay Weinberg with Slipknot. Sure.
There we go.
That's a great story too. But so you guys are in the kind of the Mount Pleasant area.
Yes.
In a 2005 new built heritage style home. Yes. And so you guys are still there?
Yeah, it's been it'll be 16 years this summer.
Yeah, congratulations. Happy anniversary.
Yeah, we got to get there.
So clearly you like it, right?
Yeah, clearly you like it.
Yeah, I mean, we were very lucky. We had owned a home down at like 54th and St. George, so a little further east and quite a bit further south before that. And when the second baby was arriving, we were running out of bedrooms and realized that we were going to have to move into a bigger house. And we were very, very fortunate to get that one. And we've been very, very fortunate to be able to hang on to it.
So you're like right place, right time kind of idea.
Yeah, I mean, really just at the last second before the market really took off and it became unaffordable for everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So
we just got in at the very, very last second.
So an amazing investment too, like at the same time. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's one way to look at it. But I mean, we've renovated the kitchen, the main floor bathroom. We've done a partial renovation of the basement. We just did the master ensuite. Okay. And we don't do that. We don't. There's 3 kids and 2 adults and 2 dogs and 2 cats there. I mean, we are living in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
Right. It's not an investment we're putting on a shelf and keeping nice and shiny. Like we're living in that house.
Yeah, no doubt. That's the point, right? So you mentioned the renos. What was that process like? Like what was it like working with the contractor? Were they communicative? Was it everything you expected? Was there any hiccups?
Well, we're very lucky in that one of our very best friends is a couple where she is a very, very successful real estate agent in our neighborhood. And he's a contractor. So he's got he's a builder. So he has a list of contractors and people in all the trades that he can get. So we had access to a really, really great team. It's expensive though. Bathrooms are expensive. Yeah. You want to do it?
Have you ever been to Toronto?
Yeah, no, it's a lot of sticker shock with renovations these days, right?
Yeah,
people get the quotes that they can't even believe it. But
it is. It is expensive to do a bathroom. Let me tell you.
Yeah. I mean, I got out of it professionally full time. I mean, over 2 years ago, and have been focused on real estate. Since that, but I did it for 2 decades before that.
Yeah.
And it was expensive then. And the stories that I'm hearing from friends, that are doing renos now,
Oh yeah, it's through the roof.
I mean, I would, they'd be like, how much do you think this will cost? And I mean, I'm obviously like off the top of my head, like quoting prices from 2 years ago. And then they're saying, oh no, it's like 10 grand more than that. I was like, come on, are you kidding?
Right.
Like, yeah, it's gotten, yeah. I mean, a lot of it is that material cost is so high. Coming out of the pandemic, the labor is astronomical.
Why is that?
Um,
That's a good question.
it's a really good question. My best professional answer would be that those that stuck around were the ones that stuck around for a reason, because they were amazing and they were dedicated and they were passionate and they were
Right.
good. And it became very difficult to, feed their families at certain times. And so that cost kind of had to come in line with what their at-home lifestyle was going to be. And if you're still in demand, it's a supply and demand issue. So if you're,
I mean, it's no different than the restaurant industry, right? Going out with the family of five, it's not cheap, is it anymore?
No.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
We eat at home.
So you think the cost of the labor has just gone up in the way that everything else has gone up?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Cost of living goes up, so cost of labor goes up. Yeah.
I guess that's it. Your cost of living goes up, then I mean that means everything goes up. So you need to charge
Now,
more.
when you pay for your reno, do they turn the thing to you, and does it have a tip option? Like, or no, is that a thing anymore?
You like to add 10%?
Everybody wants a tip now, right?
Well, I try not to think about it too much. I just enjoy the fact that I got a nice new bathroom.
That's it. Just
There you
enjoy
go.
it. Yeah. Worth the money spent.
Yeah. Use it. Listen, I mean, the best thing that could ever happen, and this is what I used to tell a lot of people, is that the best person for the job is the best price for the job, regardless of the price. And if the job is done and it goes smoothly, yeah, there's going to be hiccups every now and then, and there might be something that's delayed. But if it's clear that there's nothing that's been, if there's clear that everything is kind of typically out of the control of the contractor or yourselves from a design point of view, but the job still runs well and it ends up amazing, and God forbid anything happens, they're quick to respond for any warranty issues, then it was the right person, the right price, regardless of what you paid. And that's it.
Yeah,
there you
And
go.
the end of story, right? So
Literal
Yeah.
end of story. Next question.
little end of story. So now growing up, so where was it that you grew up?
I grew up in the Crescent Beach area, Crescent Beach, White Rock.
Okay, amazing. And the house that you were in,
Yeah.
if it was a house, is there a particular space, or inside or outside area that you really kind of gravitated towards?
Oh, well, that my parents bought their house in 73 when I was 4 years old and sold it. My mom sold it finally in 2000
Wow.
and then passed away the next year.
Oh,
So we had that house in the family for a long time.
yeah. Yep.
And I mean, it was an incredible house, in an incredible area. It was very, very amazing place to grow up.
Yeah.
That
So
Crescent Beach area.
Yeah. Was there that like one room that was, when I'm, playing, or if I'm dabbling in, music, or if I'm, because you started on piano very early,
Yeah.
where was that space, that was always like, this is Dave's space.
Yeah. I mean, my bedroom was in the basement, and that's where the jam room was. The basement had a bunch of musical instruments all set up, all the time. And my bands from the time I was in grade 6 right till the end of grade 11, all practiced there, made noise there. And then in the end, I think the summer between grade 11 and grade 12, we were rocking away one Sunday afternoon. And my dad, who worked at home, he was a painter. His studio was right beside the house. He walked in mid-rehearsal and he said, "Okay, that's been 6 years. Somebody else's house now." Running left again.
Fair enough. Pretty patient man.
It's been long enough.
Giving you 6 years. Yeah.
Yeah. So then we started renting. We started rehearsing at Tom Pasemko's house after that.
Like paintings are getting angry, kids.
I just think that was a nut. We weren't any good back then. It was just noise. It was noisy.
Yeah, sure. You got to learn somehow, right?
It's still good though. It's still fun.
So where did you go when you left your childhood home initially?
I moved into Vancouver when I was 19 and immersed myself in the Vancouver music scene. That's when I joined a band called 24 Gone, and that's when I met the guys in 5440 and just first entered the scene and got to know the sort of musicians. It was a very healthy music scene back then in the late 80s in Vancouver. Mm-hmm. All the bands knew each other and supported each other, and there was lots of places to play. It's hard to explain to kids these days that, back then it was standard on a Tuesday night to go to a bar and see 3 bands that you'd never heard of before.
Sure.
That was considered entertainment. I just don't think that happens anymore.
That doesn't.
It does just on TikTok.
Yeah,
that's all.
Yeah.
Sure. Sure.
It's not the same.
Very few places that are like that. God, I remember being in Cincinnati.
Well, here's the question: will it come back?
Yeah. I don't know.
Everything recycles itself. I can't imagine live music being a thing of the past.
Well, I don't think it's the thing of the past, but I mean,
that vibe is certainly
there's that. Because I guess you could blame it on the internet. You could blame it on YouTube. You don't need to be as exploratory because it's on your phone, to your point.
Mm-hmm.
There was a badge of honor when I was coming up to be able to say, I saw Rage Against the Machine for 12 people at the Cruel Elephant.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. Yeah.
Or I saw Nirvana at the Commodore twice.
Right.
Yeah.
Or even I played at X. I played at blah blah blah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I speak more about that sort of culture of music fandom from back then, where it was like you wanted to be the first one to see a band and be able to say, "Oh, I saw them when," right?
Yes.
And how are you going to do that? You're going to take risks every night and go see bands you never heard of.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
And then some.
And as a band, you're also going to play everywhere, right? Like as many gigs as you could possibly get.
Yes.
Right? So
every gig.
Everywhere. I mean, back in the day, I remember playing to 3 people, and one of them, was my girlfriend at the time.
Yeah. Well,
Did she stay with you after that?
So I think for about 3 months, but at least 2 people paid to get in the door. And
hey,
that's all that matters, right?
Paying your dues.
Yeah,
right?
I was at that point. I was a professional. It's great, but that vibe is it's missing. And not to sound like
it's there, but you got to go looking for it.
I think you have to go looking for it more. I was going to say that I remember being in Cincinnati probably about 6 years ago to go see the Foo Fighters. We did like a bit of a road trip and we went down, and it was a Tuesday. And so we drove down on the Monday, but I remember going in around the bars in downtown Cincinnati, and at every bar was a band playing, right? And I was like, this is a Monday night. Oh my God, this is amazing. I've missed this. Like even Toronto right now doesn't have this. It's fantastic. So and absolutely loved it. Adored it. So looking for an excuse to get back down there. So
yeah, I've heard good things about Cincinnati.
Yeah. Except for maybe the Bengals. So what was it like on your first multi-city tour? And like where did you sleep? What did you eat? That kind of idea. But more like the background of that is that was there something about that constraint of where you were and what to eat as experience that maybe influenced maybe an aspect of something that you've got now, like in your home, or maybe a space in your home? Something you said, okay, now I've been able to get this, I've made it. I remember these days. I definitely want this kind of idea.
Well, my first tours were certainly not making it. My first tours were dirty Motel 6s where the door wouldn't lock and the towels weren't clean, fresh. And
Motel 6s, that's luxury.
Oh man,
we used to stay in a rock.
Well, I mean, I think that a life on the road really makes you appreciate home.
Mhm.
And, one thing I always, coming up in the 90s, I always felt like, maybe I might be getting more work, or we might be more successful if we were relocated to Toronto, or if we were relocated to LA.
LA, yeah.
But then I realized, as I kept at it year after year, I realized that, when I was away from home, I was working. And then when I was back in Vancouver, I was not working. And, Vancouver is a really great place to not work.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
So it's funny because both my brother and sister have moved away from Vancouver, and got to California. And, California's got a lot of problems, but weather is not one of them.
Yeah, no doubt.
But, I just kind of feel like I'm born and bred in Vancouver, and I'm a Vancouver boy. You get used to the rain.
You do, huh? Okay.
Those of us who were born and bred here, because we don't own umbrellas.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's true, right?
you can spot the foreigner. They've got an umbrella.
Yeah, that's funny.
Hey, just
Well,
wear
yeah,
a
listen,
hat.
home is where the heart is, but that sort of leads into the next question. If you had to be somewhere else in the world, because you've traveled all over, you've seen a lot of different places, if you had to say buy a vacation home or secondary property other than at the Key to Bala, where would that be?
Well, servicing a Vancouver mortgage does not allow me such luxuries.
enough.
So we're
Yeah.
really talking about
Magic wand. It's a magic wand
in
question.
my fantasy life. Well, as I said, California's got a lot of problems, but weather is not one of them. Growing up on the West Coast, you have the luxury of being fairly close to Hawaii, and I mean, I love the Hawaiian Islands, and I've been very lucky to be able to spend time there. It really is heaven. On Tamara and my honeymoon, however, we went to French Polynesia and went to Tahiti and the island of Moorea. And let me tell you, French Polynesia makes Hawaii look like Burbank.
Really?
And
I like Burbank.
It is just it is just a fantasy
guy, but okay.
Wow, that beautiful, huh?
Oh, just incredible. Just heaven.
That's interesting because I don't think that's on a lot of people's list because a lot of people just don't know about it, right?
Well,
Hawaii gets all the hype, right?
The island that's in that chain that's the most famous is Bora Bora, right?
Of course, yeah.
Which is right there. Highly recommend.
Now, do they actually drink Tahiti treat in Tahiti or no?
I'm not sure if I saw that. It's French, right? Like the food is French.
Yeah.
The wine is French. People are speaking French. It's really cool.
Wow.
Amazing.
I loved it.
Okay.
Cool.
So next Celebrity Real Estate podcast done from Tahiti. Okay,
yeah,
great.
good idea.
Done deal.
Yeah. Do you want to be our first guest? You can show
Absolutely,
us
as long as it's in person.
Yeah, no, 100%. We'll chat with Eric. We'll get this set up.
So,
it is. Let me tell you, it's going to be a long flight from where you are.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, that's okay. We'll stop on the way. Yeah.
We'll stop in California.
I know this place.
The
ocean.
So we're wrapping up a little bit here. So we do thank you for your time, but there's one question we've asked everybody, and everyone kind of has a different answer.
Is your home haunted?
No,
there's a long pause.
That's a big pause. That's a no.
No. No.
No. Okay.
Is any home haunted?
Most are.
Most, well, we have a plethora of century homes here in Toronto, and energies stick around. But
do a lot of people say that? Do a lot of people tell you that their homes are haunted?
Most people have a story about something sort of supernatural that's gone on. That's why we ask it.
That's why we ask it.
Surprisingly, you're in the minority.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm in the minority.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think
So just about everybody says, "Oh, I heard or I saw a weird thing," and the only possible explanation
Ghosts.
is God,
haunted.
ghosts, or aliens.
We don't have much else to work with.
If it's not that, it's definitely aliens. Yeah, I mean, there's no other
Ghosts.
scientific, factual explanation.
Who's to say that ghosts aren't aliens?
That's true.
You know what?
Who's to say that God isn't an alien?
For those atheists out there, please don't stop listening to the channel. We love you.
Yeah.
Who's to say that God is not an alien?
But most people, almost everybody we've asked says they feel something in their house.
Listen, even
something from the past.
Even Neil deGrasse Tyson has discussed ideas and possibilities of us being in a simulation. So,
but I'm very confident my house. I'm very confident my house.
You see, right? Do you see my skeptic face here?
I do, and I know I love it.
Yeah. So
I'm such a science geek, and if you don't show me the evidence and the data, I'm not believing it.
Okay,
but I still love that idea of that sublime mystery of what if, right? I don't know, there's something about it that still kind of intrigues me. So,
you can't an idea isn't going to pay my mortgage.
Well, that's also true. However, it does pay some people's mortgage. Have you seen Zach Bagans from Ghost Hunters? Right? That guy's got his mortgage paid by hunting things that apparently don't exist.
That's a whole industry.
It's an interesting question, but I have never personally seen any evidence of a haunting in my house.
Yeah,
that's good. Well, they're probably just afraid of your pets. So there you go.
Yeah, that could be. Yeah, one of the dogs is pretty big and loud and obnoxious, so I can understand why the undead would stay away.
That's
fair enough.
Well, there's the sign on the door, right? Undead beware, right? Not beware of dog, it's undead beware.
That's right.
So thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah,
you're welcome.
Little chat. So now you guys are playing near the end of May with some other incredible Canadian bands, The Watchmen and The Pursuit of Happiness, I believe. Yes, fantastic. How did that come about? Where is that? Let us know how.
That's at the end of May sometime, and it's in Niagara at the casino. And we have played in the last couple of years with both those bands, not at the same time, but both are sounding fantastic.
Yeah,
Danny from The Watchmen, I can't believe how well he always had a golden voice, and he sounds just as good as he always has.
100%. Yeah,
such a good singer.
Yeah,
and then Pursuit, they're kind of a perfect band. I always
fun, right?
I always just thought they're kind of like a perfect cross between ABBA and AC/DC, and those are two really good bands.
Yeah, and now that he's an adult now. He's it's taking a whole different turn on that song.
I just think they have so many great songs, and
they do.
I've always loved Pursuit, and always will. I've always thought of them as a perfect band.
Yeah,
you used to always see Mo Berg around town in high school.
Shout out to Mo Berg and everyone there, and absolutely. Thank you again for joining us, Dave. It's been a great chat. Lovely to get to know you as well. Hope we can do it again sometime. You're very welcome.
And I'm glad your house is not haunted. That's awesome.
Well, hopefully in the future.
Maybe you will haunt it one day.
Maybe one day. Maybe one day.
That's all we can hope for. Anyways, thank you so much for your time. It is much appreciated. And all the best with everything.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Take care.
Bye. And word and scene. Is that how it goes?
Yeah.